Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe to the channel for regular content on ancient architecture, as well as all of the latest news from the world of archaeology. For a start, apologies for the voice. I've got a terrible cold virus that doesn't seem to be going, but as they say, the show must go on, so I'll do my best. With all of the new discoveries coming out of Sefer Tepe this excavation season, I'm sure in the coming years we'll be talking about this important site more and more. It's the most easterly of the Taş Tepeler sites, and interestingly, it was named after a student, someone named Sefer, who found the first T-pillar at the site. They were poking through the ground surface, and after just digging down 50 centimetres, archaeologists would reach the tops of the walls. These ruins date back to 10,500 years ago, or the Early Pre-Pottery Neolithic B. But geophysical studies have shown there is also a layer below, and this belongs to the Pre-Pottery Neolithic A. It seems as though the older settlement was backfilled with a dense stone filling, and the Pre-Pottery Neolithic B architecture was built on top. Before I go further, I have to say that this video is only possible thanks to an interview on the Archaeophily website with the excavation director Dr. Emre Guldoğan, where they detail all the work done so far, as well as an exciting new discovery called the schoolroom. More on this later in the video. Excavations at Sefer Tepe only began in 2021, and so far, 16 T-pillars have been discovered, all of which were found in situ, and some of them are decorated with relief carvings. A number of ancient buildings were found, some oval and some rectangular in shape. It's a well-planned and well-made permanent settlement, and the quality of preservation is fantastic. And although Sefer Tepe is clearly related to the more famous sites like Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe, this one is somewhat unique. It's located between the Tigris and the Euphrates, and interestingly, we see architectural elements similar to what we find at the sites in the eastern Tigris region, such as Bonçuklu Tala and Greyfia Hoyuk, but also those in the western Euphrates region, such as Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe. It's like a place where two cultures from the same period came together, and that might be because of the site's purpose. Due to the huge amount of beads being uncovered year after year, it is believed we're looking at a bead production hub, maybe a trading centre, where people would visit from miles around. Only last month I reported on how new exquisite beads had been discovered, including this one. It's made of jade, and it shows a vulture clutching a human head. And this one of a leopard, also made of jade. Other beads are in the form of snakes and snake heads, including the Urfa viper, the horned snake and coiled snake. This selection of beads is totally unique in the region, and they were most likely pendants that were hung round the neck. The architecture at Sefer Tepe is also quite something, with 8 to 12 rows of walls currently excavated, making this a large building complex. Some of the walls of older phases have been reused and reincorporated into later phases. Some walls have been strengthened with buttresses, and there are also openings in the walls, providing access between the rooms. The complex has a cell-like form, and some of the floors are lined with the man-made lime-based artificial stone terrazzo. In some rooms there is one pillar, in others there are as many as 4, and some have 2 pillars positioned opposite each other, like what we see in the oval enclosures of Göbekli Tepe. A variety of tools have also been discovered, with chipstone technology, groundstone technology, and a number of tools made from bone. The tools we find are very much in keeping with sites in the Euphrates basin, but also sites in the Tigris. We've also found stone vessels, small T-shaped stones, whetstones, processing stones, figurines or idols, and also finds that look to be more symbolic. Ever since the first excavation season, human remains have been found, with long bones, jaw bones, finger bones and skull fragments discovered. The remains look to be secondary burials, where certain bones are taken from a primary burial site and redeposited in a more ritual manner. Last month I reported on the discovery of a human skull, and this was found inside a niche of a communal special purpose building. The entire skull except for the lower jaw was found. To be displayed inside a niche in what was clearly an important structure implies that this skull belonged to someone important at Sefer Tepe. And now, following on from this story, even more human skulls have been discovered this year, in what the experts are calling a skull room. Yes, one room at Sefer Tepe contains the skulls of 22 individuals, and they were placed in an orderly manner. In the northern part of the same area, a further 7 skulls have also been discovered, this time with other bones as well. Since excavations began in 2021, 32 skulls have been discovered at Sefer Tepe, and it looks like this number is only set to increase. Experts believe that this skull room is the forerunner of the so-called skull building that was found at the Pre-Pottery Neolithic site of Çayönü. The skull building was used for the storage of secondary burials, and the remains of an incredible 450 people were found in this one building, mostly skulls and long bones. This building had been reconstructed several times and was in use for several hundred years in the early to mid Pre-Pottery Neolithic B. It seems that at the end of its life, the building was deliberately destroyed by fire, and then it was buried. I'll do a separate video on this building in the future, because there is a lot more to say, but it certainly appears as though the skull room at Sefer Tepe did serve a similar function. The skulls of the ancestors were clearly important to the Pre-Pottery Neolithic people, with examples from Göbekli Tepe showing drill holes, maybe so the skull could be hung up and displayed. And at Karahan Tepe and Sayberch, skulls have been found with cut marks from defleshing. Whether the Sefer Tepe skulls have similar cut marks we don't yet know, but it's clear that the ancient skull cult of the Pre-Pottery Neolithic covered a wide area. After death, bodies were sometimes buried in pits beneath buildings, but other bodies look to have been defleshed with stone tools. It's possible that some people were left to decompose, maybe through the process of natural excarnation, and that's why we often see the vulture with the human head. In the Levant at Ein Gazal and Jericho, skulls were defleshed and they were then plastered and painted to look alive once again. At Pre-Pottery Neolithic sites, we do find a number of intact primary burials, but secondary burials are arguably more common, and they do take a variety of forms. Skulls and long bones from a number of people are sometimes reburied in pits beneath houses. They can also be placed in a designated room or building, or for an important person, it seems as though their skull was displayed in a special purpose building in a ritual manner. It is thought by some that secondary burials are all about social cohesion, to link communities in death, a way to mask any social inequality in life. This year at Sefer Tepe, archaeologists have also excavated the first finds from the earlier Pre-Pottery Neolithic A. This will continue in the coming years and will help us to understand the role of this important site through time, especially with it being in such a unique and strategic position between the Tigris and Euphrates basins. As excavations continue, we will understand how this important site developed, and I for one can't wait to find out more. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.